Okay, I'm just going to go through two problems of the log equations and inequalities homework, and it's more focused on the inequalities. We're going to do number 11 and number 14 just to kind of go through an explanation for those that might have been a little stuck. And we're actually, it looks like it's one of each type. So if you take a look at number 11 has a single log in it. So in order to be able to solve it, we're going to rewrite it. So just remember, you've got to be careful when you do the rewrite. So I'm going to drop it down. Now, in this case, there is no base, but there actually is. There's an understood base of 10. So base to power on the other side. So again, don't forget to do base to power on the other side. 10 squared is the same thing as 100. Add the 3 over and we get x is less than 103. Now, this is something that I know a lot of people made mistakes on, and that is the domain. When you're trying to find the domain, remember you have restrictions on what you can take the log of. The restrictions are it can't be negative or it can't be 0, which is why we set what's inside greater than 0. Now, the fact that I don't have just an x anymore, I have an x minus 3. I'm going to take the whole piece and set it greater than 0. Add the 3 over. X would have to be greater than 3 in order for this log problem to even exist. Then you say to yourself, does this domain put any restrictions on the fact that we got x is less than 103? And it does. So my answer in interval notation is going to be 3, 103, both parentheses. So now let's take a look at the second type. The second type is problem like number 14. I have a log on both sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel those logs out, and I'm just going to perform my inequality problem. Just watch some basic math mistakes. Again, personal preference, I'm going to bring that 6x over. So it's going to end up being a negative 5x, and I'm going to bring that minus 2 over. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 5. I have to switch the symbol. So x is less than or equal to 1. Now, I have two domains that I have to worry about. I have the left side, and then I have the right side. So let's do the left side first. X plus 2 has to be greater than 0. So that means x has to be bigger than negative 2. 6x minus 3 has to be bigger than 0. That means x would have to be bigger than 1/2. If you remember in the notes, get rid of the smaller. Then you say to yourself, does this x is greater than 1/2 put any restrictions on x is less than or equal to 1? And it does. So that means my final answer is going to be parenthesis 1/2, comma, 1 with a bracket. And the reason why it's a bracket is because of the equal to symbol in the original inequality. So that's one of each type. One with a single log, one where there's a log on both sides. So if you have any further questions, just ask. Please take a look at the comments that I send out on your homework. So I try to make sure that I pick anything out that you might have made some mistakes on, and don't hesitate to ask any more questions. Okay? Then you can move on to the next lesson.